since she's joined the league as a rookie, she's been abused. She's been abused over and over again by these other players. And reportedly, it's a race thing.
The WNBA is in chaos after Megyn Kelly exposed shocking abuse against Caitlin-Clark. Today, we'll dive into the heated controversy surrounding how the league is treating one of its brightest stars. We'll explore the intense reactions from fans, players, and analysts alike. What does this mean for the future of women's basketball? Let's jump in and unpack all the drama. Megyn Kelly's bold claims about the WNBA. Megyn Kelly is no stranger to stirring the pot, and now she's taking aim at the WNBA with some big claims about how they're treating Caitlin-Clark, a rising star in women's basketball. Kelly says it's not just that the league is competing with Clark, they're actually targeting her. Known for speaking her mind, Kelly's comments have really resonated in the sports world, sparking a lot of debate among fans and experts. She claims the WNBA isn't protecting Clark, but is instead letting her face constant abuse on the court without stepping in. According to Kelly, Clark is being left out in the open, and these claims have turned what started as a sports discussion into a bigger conversation about fairness, player safety, and race in professional sports. Her remarks have sparked strong reactions throughout the basketball community. While everyone's buzzing about it, it's Kelly's take that's really shining a light on Clark's situation. Caitlin-Clark's unmatched star power and record-breaking ratings. So, who is Caitlin-Clark, and why all the buzz? Clark is no ordinary rookie. Her debut has boosted WNBA viewership to NBA-level ratings. It's been over a decade since the league has seen numbers this high, with millions tuning in to see Clark's electrifying performance on the court. Her standout skill and charisma have brought the WNBA the mainstream attention it's long been seeking. Kelly even went so far as to call Clark the Michael Jordan of female basketball. And honestly, the comparison isn't far off. Clark's dynamic playing style has captivated fans nationwide, building a huge following. Kelly believes everyone in the league should acknowledge Clark as the superstar she is. Clark's impact is undeniable. She's bringing women's basketball into the spotlight in a way the WNBA has hoped for since its founding in 1996. But her rapid rise has stirred mixed reactions, with some speculating that jealousy over her popularity could be behind her treatment on the court, a point Kelly says is central to her case. Physical hits and on-court targeting. Things are getting pretty wild out there, and it's not just about Caitlin-Clark's amazing skills on the court. She's also making headlines for some rough treatment she's been dealing with. One standout moment was when Dejanai Carrington from the Connecticut Sun scratched Clark's eye during a game, leaving her with a black eye. And guess what? No foul was called. It was super obvious to everyone watching, but the refs just ignored it like it never happened. But that wasn't just a one-time thing. Kelly points out that Clark has been on the receiving end of some pretty rough play, like intentional elbows, unexpected trips that seem accidental, and players bumping into her during inbound passes and even timeouts. Kelly says this isn't just part of the game, it feels abusive. She's calling out the refs and league officials for letting this slide, saying it puts Clark on high alert all the time. It's like there's an unwritten rule that she doesn't deserve protection, and that raises some serious questions about what's going on behind the scenes, why Clark is getting so much heat. Now things get even more complicated. According to Kelly, some of the hostility toward Clark isn't just because she's talented or new to the league. It's also because she's white in a league that's about 70% black. Kelly thinks some players are frustrated seeing a white player get so much attention, which is causing some racial tension in the league. And she's not the only one who's noticed this. There's a big conversation happening about how Clark's rise is bringing up long-standing racial issues in the WNBA. With so many black women in the league, Kelly feels some players see Clark's privilege as a factor in her popularity. For Kelly, this resentment goes beyond just fair competition. It's getting personal for some players, and that's what she believes is fueling the intense reactions Clark is facing. Social issues in the WNBA, privilege and attention. Clark's success isn't just about her skill on the court. According to some commentators, it's also about her looks and background. Jameel Hill and Sunny Hostin both chimed in on this, saying that Clark benefits from pretty privilege and white privilege. To them, her appearance and race make her more appealing to mainstream audiences, which has amplified her popularity. Hostin even pointed out that Clark is relatable to more people because she's attractive and white. But these comments didn't just stop there. They went on to discuss the social makeup of the WNBA, where about a third of players identify as LGBTQ+, and roughly 70% are Black. According to Hill, there's an added layer of tension since Clark is straight and doesn't face the same stigmas as other players. Both Hill and Hostin suggest that these privileges might explain why Clark has such a massive following. For Kelly, this tension is yet another reason why some WNBA players might be treating Clark as an outsider. The WNBA's alleged neglect of player safety. Now back to the league itself. One of Kelly's biggest gripes is how the WNBA has failed to protect Clark on the court. She claims the refs and league officials are ignoring blatant fouls and rough play, leaving Clark vulnerable to targeted attacks. We're not just talking about one or two missed calls. Kelly says there's a pattern here. In her view, the refs are practically letting other players treat Clark like a punching bag without facing any consequences. Kelly believes this problem goes straight to the heart of WNBA officiating, accusing the league of dropping the ball on player safety. And she's not the only one noticing. Many fans and analysts are backing her up, pointing to the absurd number of fouls that go uncalled in Clark's games. For Kelly, it's not just about physical safety. It's about respect and setting a standard for how players should be treated. The league's silence on this matter? It's raising questions about whether they're really invested in keeping all players safe. Influential voices weigh in: Jamili Hill and Christine Brennan. Kelly's remarks have opened the floodgates for other big names to join the debate. Jamili Hill and Christine Brennan, two prominent figures known for their progressive stances, have both spoken up. Hill and Brennan are vocal about social issues, but it's not every day you hear them weigh in on women's basketball. That alone signals just how significant Clark's situation has become. Christine Brennan's involvement is particularly interesting because she isn't coming from outlets typically aligned with Kelly's views, like Fox News or the Daily Wire. For Kelly, having Brennan and Hill join the discussion adds legitimacy to her concerns, proving that Clark's case isn't just a right-wing talking point. It's a problem that's getting attention across the board. And with these voices chiming in, the WNBA is finding it harder to ignore the growing outcry. How she's handling the pressure. Clark's not just surviving the scrutiny, she's thriving. Despite the intense physical play and criticism coming from all sides, Clark has been all about keeping her head down and playing her game. Instead of calling out her opponents publicly or getting wrapped up in the drama, Clark has chosen to take the high road. That's not easy when every game comes with new challenges and visible, sometimes painful, reminders of the abuse she's faced. Her resilience is making her even more popular among fans who admire her grit and determination. While other players might complain or seek the league's protection, Clark's silence and refusal to engage have set her apart. For Kelly, this is a big part of Clark's appeal. She's not just talented, she's a class act. And in a league where she feels the odds are stacked against her, that determination speaks volumes. What's next for the WNBA? Potential policy changes. The pressure is building, and Kelly's comments might just be the spark that forces the WNBA to make some changes. Right now, the league's under a lot of scrutiny. Sports analysts are suggesting that the WNBA may need to overhaul its officiating and establish stricter rules on player behavior to prevent abuse. Kelly's explosive statements have amplified these demands, and now everyone is watching to see how the league will respond. One thing's clear. Fans are expecting the WNBA to take a hard look at its own practices and make sure players like Clark are safe and respected. Some are even calling for a complete rethink of the WNBA's approach to promotion, with Clark's popularity showing that the league might have been overlooking players with mainstream appeal. For Kelly, this isn't just about Clark. It's about the WNBA stepping up to fix these underlying problems that go beyond the court. Rethinking race and privilege in women's sports. Kelly's comments have also reignited a sensitive conversation about race and privilege in sports, something the WNBA has historically avoided addressing head-on. Some believe that the league's mostly Black roster is uncomfortable with the attention Clark receives, suggesting her popularity might stem from pretty privilege and white privilege. In a league where racial and social identities are complex and deeply rooted, Clark's popularity is challenging assumptions and sparking resentment. Sunny Hostin's take on privileges in sports shines a new light on Clark's journey, pointing out that she might resonate more with the general public because she's seen as relatable. For Kelly, the backlash from certain players speaks to these unresolved issues. It's as if Clark's success has revealed a tension that was already there but never fully acknowledged. And now it's all out in the open, forcing the WNBA and its fans to confront the difficult reality of how race, privilege, and success intersect in women's sports. Clark's rise, Kelly's comments, and the WNBA's challenge. What started as a story about a promising rookie has quickly spiraled into a much larger conversation. Megyn Kelly's remarks have pushed the WNBA into a significant cultural moment, forcing the league to confront tough questions about race, privilege, and fairness. People across the sports world are now chiming in, and the WNBA finds itself in a spotlight it didn't quite anticipate. With Caitlin-Clark's career just taking off, these conversations are only going to intensify. Analysts believe this could be a turning point for the WNBA, shaping how it handles rising stars, controversial players, and its image in the sports world. For Kelly, it's more than just Clark's treatment. It's a challenge for the WNBA to grow, adapt, and address its internal issues directly. This isn't just a fleeting controversy. It's a defining moment that could reshape women's basketball and elevate its role in mainstream sports culture. What do you think about the way the WNBA is handling Caitlin Clark's situation? Do you think the league needs to make changes? Share your thoughts in the comments. And that's it for today. Hit the like button and subscribe. Stay tuned for more and catch you at the next one.